is the second of my greenhouse build videos. If you haven't seen the first one, I'll have it linked down below. Here's a top view of the greenhouse and my whole raised bed garden area. It looks a lot different now because this was winter when we filmed this. As we put more windows in, I decided not to use these two plain ones, and I had them left over, so I made some cold frames out of them. Try to find the exact plans for these that I found online and link it down below, but they were really easy to make. I want to use it for hardening off seedlings. I made this arbor for my grapes to grow up, but in order to clear the doors, they had to be really tall and it's just a little top heavy, so I'm going to figure out a permanent solution later. I put landscape fabric around the whole greenhouse, just like the raised bed area, because we have Bermuda and it is relentless. I found some dwarf blueberry plants and put them here for this kind of small pathway. Didn't want ghosts to reach in eating the blueberries either. I didn't plan on a channel here, but you'll see later I changed my mind. Some of this is going to be a little out of order, but coming through the front doors here, I painted it white in here, but it looks too much like a church. So, I don't know, I'm thinking this color. I tried to match that as best as I could, but I like the color it turned out. For the tables, I ended up just making a rectangle with braces every about 2 feet. And then the legs were 2 different lengths because I had that footing and I set it on top of it. It made it a nightmare to paint them, but I did paint them white. I wanted them to be a little more protected from water, and then I covered them in hardware cloth and stapled it. Later on, we noticed staples were being pulled up, so I used a screw and a washer bigger than the 1/2 inch hardware cloth and used that to anchor them in. I found these cute little cast iron window stays on Amazon and purchased those. The bottom little nub down there keeps the window closed, but sometimes the wind still knocks them in, so I don't want anything broken, obviously. We made a hole in the sill and then tapped a little piece of dowel rod in there to keep them from blowing in. And you can see I still need to touch up paint. Everything I've read says not to have a full concrete floor, so this is actually the bare ground. I put landscape fabric over that so the Bermuda can't get through. My greenhouse is 16 by 8. I have a 1 foot footing around the inside of it. It's about 1.5 inches thick, so I bought 2 yards of, they called it washed rock. I'd call it like drainage rock. We ended up not needing all of that, but with how wet it's been this year, we definitely put it to some good use. And now we've done this, and that looks so much better. With the leftover wood we had from that, I decided to make some shelves. They're gonna go right here. Just made these shelves to fit and painted them white. I'm gonna take these to be the stop, and then the shelf will fit on top of these on either side. So this is also for a shelf that goes all the way across. I had this from another project and it's entirely too heavy because of this antique pulley, so I just put it in here, but all these ugly packaging I'm gonna put over on the other side on my new shelves. 2 screws there, 2 screws there, and there's our shelf. I got some big old screw-in hooks for organization. And then I found a clock with the temperature and humidity gauges and these 2 cute signs. And then we had 2 antique white lampshades that I want to put up here once we get electricity in the greenhouse. I've decided to extend the channel to around the greenhouse because all this grass right here will start growing into the mulch. I need a way or something else to take care of it, because as much as I say, oh, it'll force me to edge, it won't. So I'm gonna have the chickens do it for me. I know they'll eat on these blueberries, but it's better than edging all the time. This also means that I have to move these, even though the south side is gonna be the best side for this. I'm gonna have to move them to the east side because I don't have enough clearance here. Here's where the channel ends, and that's where it's gonna go. So that's what I'm doing here, just pulling up weed fabric because they'll tear it up. So I'd rather it be in one piece. I'm just kind of rolling it back so I don't have to burn all the edges and they won't fray away. So I'm going to do that and then build my channel, and then I'll show you that. Here it is. It ain't pretty, but I like seeing the chickens in it. Back where this dark mulch ends is where I connected the old channel to the new one. Still got some work to do, so make sure and subscribe so you can see all that. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe. I upload most Sundays and you can keep watching us grow our farm. Have a good one.